I lost $400,000 to casinos. And I'm not here to tell you I was stupid. I'm here to tell you I was played, designed around, engineered into a corner by people smarter than me. People with degrees in behavioral psychology and mathematics. People whose entire job was to make sure I never left that building with money in my pocket. And they were very, very good at their job. My name's Dennis. I'm 68 years old. I haven't walked into a casino in 7 years, but I could draw you the floor plan of every one I ever set foot in from memory. The layout of the slot machines, where the bathrooms were, where the ATM was, especially where the ATM was. That's not an accident. None of it is. And that's what I want to talk about today. How they get you, how they keep you, and how they make sure you don't even realize what's happening until you've got nothing left. Let me take you back to the beginning.
I was 43 the first time I walked into a casino. My buddy Carl talked me into it. New place about an hour from our town, just opened. Big grand opening weekend, free buffet, all that. I'd never gambled in my life. Maybe a scratch ticket at the gas station, maybe $10 on the Super Bowl. That was it. I was a sales manager at a plumbing supply company. Married 19 years to Linda. 2 kids, Danny and Rachel. Normal life. Comfortable. Nothing missing. We walk through those doors and the first thing that hits you is the sound. Not loud music, not people yelling. It's the machines. This constant layered hum of digital chimes and bells and little victory jingles. Every few seconds, somewhere in that room, a machine is telling someone they won. Even if they didn't. Even if they put in $20 and got back $3, the machine plays a sound. Lights flash. The screen does a little animation. Your brain hears, winner. That's trick number 1. They call it losses disguised as wins. You lose money, but the machine celebrates like you just hit the jackpot. And your brain, your stupid animal brain, it doesn't know the difference. It just hears the bell and feels good. I didn't know any of this then. I just knew the place felt exciting, alive. Like walking into a party where everyone's having the best night of their life. That's by design too. The lighting, the carpet patterns, the temperature, all of it is calculated. The lights are always slightly dim, warm tones, no harsh fluorescence. You feel relaxed. The carpet is deliberately ugly and busy, so you don't look down. You look at the machines. The ceiling is low in the slot areas, so it feels intimate, cozy, like you're in your own little world. And there are no windows, anywhere. No clocks either. You walk in at 4 in the afternoon, and the next time you check your phone, it's midnight, and you have no idea where the time went. That's not a coincidence. That's architecture. Carl went to the poker room. I wandered over to the blackjack tables. I'd never played. A dealer named Tony explained the basics. Friendly guy, big smile. That's part of it too. Every employee in that building is trained to make you feel welcome. Like a guest, like a friend. Not like a customer being extracted from. Tony walked me through a few hands. I bet $10, then $25. Within an hour, I was up $600. $600. Sitting in a chair, drinking a free cocktail, being called Sir by a pretty waitress. I made more in that chair than I made in a full day at work. That first win. That's the hook. And the casinos know it. They have a term for it in the industry. They call it the big early win. It doesn't have to be big by their standards. $600 is nothing to a casino. But to a 43-year-old plumbing supply manager from Ohio, $600 feels like a revelation, like you discovered a secret everyone else missed. And that feeling, That exact feeling is what they're counting on, because you will spend the next 10, 15, 20 years chasing it, and you will never catch it, but you'll never stop trying. I went back the next weekend, lost $300, felt sick, drove home swearing I'd never go again. I went back 3 days later, and that's when I started to understand, without understanding, how the cycle works. Here's what nobody tells you about casino gambling. The games are not random. I don't mean they're rigged. I mean the math is built so the house always wins over time. Always. Every single game on that floor has a built-in edge. Blackjack, the house edge is about 0.5% if you play perfect strategy. Nobody plays perfect strategy. Slots, the house edge is anywhere from 2 to 15%. Roulette, 5.26%. What that means is for every $100 you gamble, you're mathematically guaranteed to lose $2, $5, $15, depending on the game. Not every hand, not every spin, but over time, over hundreds, thousands of bets. The math doesn't lie. The math never lies. But here's the trick. They let you win sometimes. In fact, they need you to win sometimes. Because if you lost every single time, you'd stop. So they engineer the experience so you win just enough to keep going. Just enough to think you're close. Just enough to believe the next bet might be the one. Slot machines are programmed with something called near misses. The reel stops one symbol away from the jackpot. You see 2 cherries and the third one lands right above or right below. Your brain reads that as almost. Almost is the most addictive word in the English language. Almost means next time. Almost means keep going. Almost means put in another $20. I didn't know any of this. I just kept going back. By year 2, I was at the casino every weekend, sometimes both days. I had a routine. I'd tell Linda I was going fishing with Carl, or helping someone with a project, or running errands that somehow took 8 hours. The lies came easy, too easy. And the casino made the lying easier, because everything about the place is designed to be a secret. There are no windows for people outside to see in. The parking garage is enclosed. You can walk in and out without anyone seeing you. Even the loyalty card, the little rewards card they give you, they market it as exclusive, VIP, members only. It feels like a club, a private world that exists separately from your real life. And that separation is what allows you to become 2 people. The Dennis who coaches his kids' baseball team, and the Dennis who's $40,000 in debt to credit card companies and can't stop. Let me tell you about the loyalty program. This is maybe the most brilliant and most evil thing casinos do. They give you a card, you swipe it every time you play, and you earn points. Points for every dollar you gamble. Not every dollar you lose, every dollar you gamble. So if you put $1,000 through a slot machine and end up with $800, you lost $200, but you earned points on the full $1,000. And those points get you things: free meals, free hotel rooms, free show tickets, invitations to special events. And here's the psychology. When you get something free, your brain doesn't calculate what you paid to get it. I'd get a free buffet dinner, $35 value, and feel like I was beating the system. I'd just lost $500 at the tables to earn that dinner. But it didn't feel like that. It felt free. It felt like the casino was being generous, like they liked me. And it gets worse. The more you gamble, the higher your tier goes. Silver, gold, platinum, diamond. Each level comes with more perks. A dedicated host who calls you by name, priority reservations, better comps. And suddenly, you're not just gambling. You're maintaining a status. You're protecting your tier. I remember one month I was close to hitting platinum. I needed to gamble another $3,000 to qualify. So I went to the casino on a Tuesday night, a night I wouldn't normally go, and I played $3,000 through the slots. I lost $700, but I made platinum, and I felt good about it. I felt like I'd accomplished something. That's how deep the manipulation goes. They turned losing $700 into an achievement. The hosts. Let me tell you about the hosts. When you gamble enough, they assign you a personal host. Mine was a woman named Diane, friendly, professional. She'd call me every couple weeks. Just checking in, Dennis. We've got a great event this weekend. We'd love to have you. I've got a room reserved for you, no charge. She knew my birthday. She knew Linda's name. She'd ask about the kids. It felt like friendship. It wasn't. Diane's job was to make sure I kept coming back. Every phone call, every free room, every birthday card, it was all tracked, calculated. She had a number attached to my name, my theoretical loss. That's what the casino calls it. The amount of money they expect to extract from you based on how much and how often you play. Diane's job was to make sure my theoretical loss stayed on track, and if I stopped coming for a couple weeks, she'd call. Haven't seen you in a while, Dennis. Everything okay? We miss you. They miss you. Like you're a friend who hasn't visited, not a customer who stopped hemorrhaging money. The free drinks. People joke about this one, but it's not a joke. In most casinos, if you're gambling, the drinks are free, unlimited, all night. And it's not because they're generous, it's because alcohol impairs judgment. Every free whiskey costs the casino about $2, but a drunk gambler makes worse decisions, stays longer, bets bigger. That $2 drink generates hundreds in extra losses. I'd sit at a blackjack table, 3 drinks in, betting $100 a hand when I came in planning to bet $25. And I'd think it was my decision, my choice. It wasn't. It was engineered. The ATM placement. This one is so simple it's almost insulting. The ATMs in a casino are never near the exit. They're on the floor, near the machines, near the tables. So when you run out of cash, you don't have to walk toward the door to get more. You stay inside. You stay in the environment. You stay in the fog. And the ATMs charge fees. $5, $8, sometimes $12 per transaction. The casino doesn't care about the fee. They care that you just pulled out another $200 that's going right back into their machines. I'd hit that ATM 3, 4 times a night sometimes, each time telling myself, this is the last one. This $200 is the one that turns it around. It never turned around. By year 5, I owed $94,000 in credit card debt. I had 3 cards Linda didn't know about. I had a P.O. box for the statements. I'd emptied our savings. $22,000. Gone. I'd borrowed from friends, from my brother, from a guy at work. All with lies. Car trouble, medical bills, helping my mother-in-law. And every dollar went to the casino. Every single dollar. And here's the thing that still makes me sick. I knew the math. By year 3, I knew the house always wins. I'd read articles. I'd seen the odds printed right there on the machines. I knew. But knowing doesn't matter, because gambling addiction isn't about logic, it's about the feeling. That moment before the card flips, that half second before the wheel stops, that instant where your entire body is electric with possibility. That moment is the drug, not the winning, not the money, the anticipation. And casinos have engineered every square inch of that building to deliver that feeling as often and as intensely as possible. The sounds, the near misses, the free drinks, the loyalty points, the personal host. The no windows, no clocks, no sense of time. The warm lighting, the comfortable chairs, the free parking, the easy ATM access. The celebrations when you win $5 on a $20 bet. All of it, every detail. It's a machine designed to extract money from human beings by exploiting the way our brains are wired. And it works. It worked on me for 18 years. Linda found out when the mortgage company called. We were 2 months behind. She found my P.O. box, found the credit card statements, sat me down at the kitchen table and said one word. How much? I told her. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just sat there reading statement after statement, watching 5 years of lies unfold on paper. She asked me to leave. I packed a bag, drove to a motel, sat on the bed and did the math for the first time. All of it, every dollar I could account for. The number was somewhere around $400,000, maybe more, probably more. I'll never know the exact amount because I spent years not keeping track. That's another thing the casino counts on. You don't add it up. You think in sessions. I lost $300 tonight. Not, I've lost $40,000 this year. Sessions are manageable. Totals are terrifying. I went to Gamblers Anonymous a week later, sat in the back, listened to other people tell my exact story. Different names, different casinos, same destruction. The lies, the hiding, the double life, the shame. I wasn't special. I wasn't unlucky. I was just another guy who walked through those doors thinking he was smarter than the math. I'd been clean for 7 years. Linda and I divorced. Too much damage. Danny didn't speak to me for months. Rachel forgave me faster than I deserved. I live in a small apartment now. I go to meetings every week. And I still feel the pull. I drove past a casino on the highway last year. My chest tightened. My hands gripped the wheel. After 7 years, my body still remembers what that building felt like inside. Here's what I need you to understand. Casinos are not entertainment. They are not fun night outs. They are not harmless. They are billion-dollar businesses built on one simple principle. You will lose. The math guarantees it. And everything you experience inside that building, the lights, the sounds, the free drinks, the rewards, the smiling staff, all of it exists for one reason: to make sure you don't notice you're losing until it's too late. If you're going to casinos right now and you think you've got it under control, ask yourself this: have you ever stayed longer than you planned? Have you ever gone to the ATM more than once? Have you ever lied about where you were or how much you spent? If you answered yes to any of those, you're not in control. The casino is. I'm 68 years old. I gave them $400,000 and 18 years of my life. I gave them my marriage, my savings, my dignity, and they gave me a platinum rewards card and a free buffet. Don't be me. If this hit you, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Tell me your story. And if you're in it right now, if you're driving to that building every weekend telling yourself this time will be different, hear me. It won't be. The only way to win is to never walk through those doors again.